You say you have no time to meditate, but right now you are breathing. You've taken thousands of breaths today. Did you notice even one of them? The problem is not that time is missing. The problem is that you are. In modern life, being busy has become the default state. Days are filled with schedules, responsibilities, messages, and constant demands. You check Slack before your eyes are fully open. 3 browser tabs, 2 Zoom calls, 1 lingering sense of falling behind. One task ends, another immediately begins. And somewhere in between all of this, many people say, I do not have time to meditate. It sounds reasonable, almost responsible, as if the lack of time is simply a fact of modern life. But if we pause for a moment, this statement hides a deeper paradox. Meditation does not take time away from you. It simply reveals how you are experiencing time. Most people feel short of time, not because their days are too full, but because their attention is constantly divided. The mind is already thinking about the next thing before the current moment has even finished. You are scrolling Instagram while Netflix autoplays in the background. You are eating lunch while answering emails. You are in a conversation, but already drafting your reply before they finish speaking. You drive the same route every day, but never actually see it. You shower every morning, but your mind is already at your desk. The day often begins with a screen, notifications, messages, plans, and it ends with exhaustion. There is movement all day long, but very little presence. If you look closely, you may notice something subtle. It is not that time is lacking, it is that you are rarely fully inside it. When the mind is fragmented, even a single minute feels heavy. When the mind settles, that same minute feels completely different. The minute itself has not changed, but your relationship to it has. One of the biggest misunderstandings about meditation is the belief that it requires extra time. A special place, a perfect posture, candles, cushions, incense, a quiet retreat away from life. But meditation is not another activity that needs to be added to an already crowded schedule. It does not compete with your work, your responsibilities, or your daily life. Meditation simply changes how you are inside what you are already doing. It is not about finding more time. It is about finding yourself inside the time you already have. When attention is fully here, even briefly, the mind stops running between past and future. There is only what is happening now, and for once you are actually present for it. You taste your coffee. You feel your feet on the ground. You hear the person in front of you. Not because anything has been added, but because nothing is being missed. Many people say they are too busy to meditate, but what they often mean is something else. They mean they are uncomfortable stopping, because when movement slows, something unfamiliar appears. Silence, space, unprocessed feelings, thoughts that were previously hidden by noise. The mind suddenly has room to feel what it has been avoiding, so the mind finds a reason to continue. Later, tomorrow, when things calm down. Not because meditation is difficult, but because stopping removes the usual distractions. And without distractions, we come face to face with what is actually here. This is why busyness can feel safer than stillness. It is not that we love being busy. It is that busyness protects us from what we might discover in the quiet. There is a familiar contradiction here. Human beings can live an entire day without being aware of a single breath. Not because there is no time to breathe, but because breathing has become invisible. We rush through our own lives, passing through moments without ever fully arriving. You finish your coffee, but never tasted it. You walk outside, but never felt the air. You talk to someone you love, but were somewhere else the entire time. You lie down at night and realize you cannot remember most of the day. Not because you forgot, but because you were never fully there to begin with. At its deepest level, meditation is simply a return to what is already happening, to the breath, to the body, to this moment. Nothing needs to be added, nothing needs to be achieved, nothing needs to be fixed or improved. It is a pause within movement. And in that pause, space begins to appear. Not the kind of space you create by clearing your schedule, but the kind of space that exists when the mind is no longer pulling in 10 directions at once. Many people fear that slowing down will make them less productive, less effective, less capable. There is a belief that constant motion equals progress, but often the opposite is true. When the mind is no longer tangled, decisions become clearer, actions become simpler. You stop wasting energy on things that do not actually matter. Less energy is spent on internal resistance and unconscious tension. You are no longer exhausted by the effort of being constantly somewhere else. Meditation does not make your day longer. It makes the day less pulled apart. The same amount of time is there, but it is no longer fragmented into 1,000 small pieces of divided attention. Many people believe they are busy because they have too much to do, but often busyness has very little to do with the number of tasks. It comes from how the mind relates to those tasks. When attention is constantly split, every small thing feels urgent. Every responsibility feels heavy. Even simple actions begin to carry tension. The body moves forward, but the mind is always one step ahead. Planning, worrying, rehearsing. This creates the feeling of being chased by time, even when there is nowhere specific to go. Busyness in this sense is not a full schedule. It is a mind that never truly rests. And no amount of free time alone can resolve that. You can have an entire weekend off and still feel busy inside, because the busyness is not in the calendar, it is in the quality of attention. This is why meditation is often misunderstood. People imagine it as stepping away from life, as stopping everything, as doing nothing. But meditation does not require life to pause. It simply asks whether you can be here while life continues. Can you notice a breath without needing it to change? Can you feel the body without trying to fix it? Can you hear a sound without labeling it good or bad? Can you allow a moment to be exactly as it is, without needing it to become something else? When this becomes familiar, meditation stops feeling like an interruption. It becomes a different relationship to movement, to effort, to time itself. Life continues to move quickly, but you are no longer being dragged by it. You are no longer running while simultaneously wondering where you are going. The real question is not whether you have enough free minutes. It is whether you are willing to stop running for a few seconds. Not to reach a state, not to relax, not to fix anything, just to notice where you are right now, to feel what it is like to be here, fully, even for a moment. When meditation stops being something you have to do, it no longer demands a separate time. It blends naturally into the ordinary moments of daily life. A breath between two tasks, a pause before responding, a moment of stillness, inside movement. You do not need to sit cross-legged on a cushion. You do not need to close your eyes. You only need to return, briefly, to what is already here. Perhaps the question is not, do I have time to meditate? But rather, how am I living inside the time I already have? Because time does not live on the clock. It lives in the quality of attention. You can live 60 years and never be present for a single one of them. Or you can be fully here for a single breath and discover something that was always waiting. And meditation in the end is not about creating space in your day. It is about returning to the space that has always been there.